Razor, and welcome back to the studio. And before we even get talking to our latest guest, it's warm in here today, isn't it?
It is very warm.
Right, that'll do me. There it goes. Look at that there.
Nice throw.
It near took the head of our studio manager, who now puts it on his head. You know. So I'd like to welcome in this Louise Smith. Welcome
Nice
into the
to meet
studio,
you.
Louise. How are you?
Thank you, I'm very well.
Yeah, and Louise is Shauneen Smith's sister from the lovely little village Beleaks in South Armagh.
Definitely being put on the map these
Oh,
days.
it's on the map. It was always
The
on the map.
gyro mightn't have put it on the map, but we put it on the
Oh,
map.
the gyro didn't put it on too well, but I tell you,
No.
it's on the map. It has been on the map. I've got a load of friends out there, the McParlins, the O'Rourke's, all good friends out there.
The Smiths.
The Smiths, and me, Smith, myself. Sure, we're all one big family.
We are.
One big happy. We might as well be family. So, how's you? How you doing, Louise? You're flat out, aren't you?
I'm very busy. I can't even tell you how many things I've got to do, but I'm very busy. But it's all for a worthy cause. So
It's all for a good cause.
That's the main thing.
So, can you tell me what this cause is?
So,
For our
Shauneen,
viewers,
yeah,
you know.
basically, Shauneen, my sister, turned 22 there the other day.
Happy birthday, Shauneen.
Was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, so it's EDS for short.
Ehlers-Danlos.
Yeah. It's a genetic connective tissue disorder, so it's very rare, but actually now that we've got the campaign started, we're finding out more and more people actually have it. Because
Wow.
it goes from really mild to really severe cases. Nobody has the same symptoms whatsoever. So you can start off like just being really double jointed and really, really flexible to the mild extreme where all your organs are affected, and that unfortunately is what Shauneen has. So she's got problems with every single organ in her body.
Bless her.
And as well as that, she was diagnosed with macular degeneration, which is a condition you usually get when you're in your late 60s or 70s.
That's vision, isn't it?
Yeah, your vision.
Yeah.
So she got diagnosed when she was 19 and she was in university.
My goodness.
It was January 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And she actually went down. She was in Coleraine. She travelled up every week or every few weeks to Belfast, got her eye injected, and she had the biggest fear of eyes and the biggest fear of injections. And
God bless her.
She had to go through all that. She got 15 injections in her eye, and she had laser treatment. But unfortunately, she's lost the central vision in her right eye now.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
her. God, she's gone through an awful hard time.
She is, and that's not even all of it.
That's only the start of
That's
it.
only the start of it.
Yeah.
She takes strokes and mini strokes. She has seizures, non-epileptic seizures, and blackouts, and as well as that, then all her bladder and her bowel, everything's failing. So she's going through a very,
She's
very
gone
tough
through a
time.
severe time,
Yeah.
the little pad. And I love this. Look at the smile on that beautiful face there, friends, if you can get a look. This is Shauneen here. She's got the heart of a lion.
She does.
She has the heart of a lion, there's no
She's
doubt about
amazing.
it. Her own fight for life. And friends, take this very, very serious. Friends in America, friends in Russia, all across the globe. This young lady is something really special because she's the same age as my daughter. And this is why I've got on to Louise.
Yeah.
I felt the passion to do something to be able to help.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming in the
Thank you
studio.
for having me.
Absolutely. But it's I want to just wish the entire Smith family all our thoughts and prayers. And Shauneen, with your fight, darling, I think you're going to get better. So there
Yeah,
you are.
definitely.
She's got so much positive
She
thinking.
is unbelievable. Like, I feel sorry for myself when I have a headache. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that.
Indeed, yeah.
She just never lets anything get to her. She's always positive, never, ever, ever complains. And I say to people, like, she never asks, why me? And she says that because she would never wish anybody else to go through the pain she's going through. And she says that every time she's in the hospital.
My
and
goodness.
that's been a lot now. She's been hospitalised, I don't know, it's 5 or 6 times now since January alone.
She's got hit hard from January,
She has,
really and
January.
truly.
Like, it started off 2 years ago in September 2012. She was actually in the Bell of South Armagh at the time, and she ended up in hospital 4 hours later down the Royal. She was going down to see about her eye, and she started, she just went out, just blacked out while she was waiting with my mummy and daddy. Hadn't a clue what was wrong with her, sent her to a neurology ward, and she was there for 16 days, and she seizured non-stop. Just had no idea what was wrong with her. She couldn't walk, she couldn't do anything. She would be starting a conversation and then she'd just go out and she would seizure, and then she'd come round and she just didn't know what was going on. She has no recollection of that time at all, and that's where it all started from, where just from there it's gone downhill. She was hospitalised then, she got out after 16 days, back in Daisy Hill in October for a few days, back out. Then in January she landed in neurology again for a week, and she was in and out, she had a few blips here and there, and then January this year, she actually was ventilated on life support and sent to ICU.
Jesus.
So that was horrendous. Like, we went into Daisy Hill and had a sit in the relatives' room, and you know, you're surrounded with brochures with coping with bereavement, and you don't know what's happening. She was in theatre. They were keeping her in there to monitor because she had been ventilated. And we waited, I think it was about 4 hours then, before a specialist team had to come up and move her to ICU in Craigavon.
My goodness.
So it was absolutely horrendous. But Seanine, being the fighter she is, she got through it all.
Good girl, Seanine, and keep fighting, girl. Keep fighting. And there's a lot of people starting to support this cause.
Honestly,
you know?
I just can't even thank the amount of people that are supporting us at the minute. It's unbelievable. My faith in humanity has been restored.
Good.
Honestly.
And it's at times like this that it needs restored, you know. And I've seen a lot of, there's a lot of people helping out, because I'm not a big Facebooker. I go on, have a quick look at things, and I always have a look at what's going on Seanine's page, you know.
And there's a lot going on.
It would take at least 5 minutes just to get through the first 3 posts alone, you know. So I know you're very busy, and you girls are doing a great job. You and your sister Tara.
Yeah, my sister Tara.
And your mummy Mary.
Yes, Mary and Louie.
And Louie, the dad. So big shout out to Mary and Louie.
Yeah, they're actually in Belfast at the minute with Seanine at an appointment.
God bless.
Yeah,
well,
listen,
keep strong. And you know, there's even the power of positive thinking. We're all trying to help you, you know. So we'll do a bit of talking about Seanine here now. So macular degeneration disorder.
That affects your eyesight. So basically, she's looking at something, she sees wobbly lines. It's all wobbling.
It's all wobbly.
Yeah, all wobbly. You can't wear glasses, nothing, like you can't.
Because I'm sure the glasses will intensify it then.
She actually had gone for an optician's appointment, and they spotted something behind her eye and sent her on down to Belfast to get a better look at it. And then she's attended the macular clinic in Belfast now ever since. So that has, at the minute, it's only in the one eye. But it's the right eye, and she's lost complete central vision, so she can only see out of the 2 corners.
Through her peripheral vision's just here and here.
Yeah, and then her left eye is badly affected when she takes really sick, because she's had so many strokes now. Her eyesight would blur over, and she wouldn't be able to see then.
And I see she's a migraine aura.
Yeah,
so
migraine aura.
She's absolutely
she has migraines every single day.
Like I know people who get a migraine, and that's them maybe 2-3 days.
Exactly.
And they can't move.
Yeah.
And poor Seanine's getting
has them constantly. Never, ever has a break from them.
Like this is just not fair. This,
no,
you know, at all.
It definitely isn't. She's always through pain.
Let's remain positive, and let's keep Seanine going, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, she looked lovely in her blue
Didn't
dress. She won the Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards, friends.
Yeah, the Overcoming Adversity Award. Yeah,
Overcoming Adversity. So if you think you're having a bad day, think again. Your day is absolutely running smooth compared to Seanine's day. Isn't that right?
That's completely right.
And everybody if we can try and get as much positivity going here, I'd say Seanine's will is super.
Unbelievable. Like, her strength and determination is just unbelievable. She's such a fighter.
God bless her.
She named the campaign herself Fight On, because she said that's what she does every single day of her life. She fights on. So we came up with it all together. We sat down with her. We had been, because she didn't want anyone to know she was sick.
Yeah.
She's very private.
Of course,
Of course, like any young girl wouldn't want anybody to know what she's going through.
Yes.
But like being the small village it is, once something gets out, it's
like
around everybody.
It's like Emmerdale or one of the places.
Yeah. So everybody knew she was sick, and everybody was behind her from she had taken sick in September 2012. But because her health has just deteriorated altogether since January, myself and my mother went down to Cork to an EDS awareness conference. So there was a specialist doctor came over from London at the time, and he spoke all about EDS and what he does in his clinic. So we had already been in contact with him to actually go over and see him, but unfortunately Seanine can't fly. She's been told she's not allowed to fly because it's such a risk. But in recent times now, my mummy's been down and spoke to a neurologist, and she asked him, what's the risk of flying? And he said, what's the risk of not going? So
he's right. He's right. Yeah. So get her on the plane. Get her to London.
Yeah. So at the minute we're kind of stuck where it's a bit of a waiting game. It's very frustrating. She has been diagnosed with EDS, but she's now been tested for a second condition. It's PXE for short. So I'll try this. Pseudoexanthomelastium.
That's very. That's a big one. That's a big one.
And that's a condition that affects the elastin in your body, whereas EDS affects the collagen in your body. So she has an abnormality with both the collagen and the elastin in the body. Basically, she's problems all over.
All over.
Yeah. So at the minute we're waiting on tests, and she actually got a phone call the other day to say this test result is back. So we're going down in the morning to find out about that and what is our next step. Now, if she gets diagnosed with that tomorrow, we can't go to London. We're going to have to go further afield. Now, London solely deals with EDS.
Right.
And we've been looking into now where we can go to if she gets diagnosed with PXE, and that's either Belgium or America. Now, Belgium doesn't deal with EDS, so we're going to have to go to America if she gets diagnosed with the second one.
Yes.
Because we need somebody who knows about both conditions and who can do something to help her. We can't take the risk of going to one place and then, not being able to treat both conditions. Now, there's no cure for the conditions, we know that, but she needs treatment.
She needs treatment to help her along.
So at the minute, our campaign is all about raising awareness of EDS and of all the rare conditions out there. There's 7,000 rare conditions, and there's just no treatment in this country for it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's nothing. So we are trying to raise awareness of the lack of treatment here and the lack of knowledge that the doctors have of these conditions.
They don't know. They simply don't know.
No, they don't. They haven't been educated about it at university, and that's we would love to change that. We really would. We want to raise awareness, and how many people are suffering from rare conditions and just aren't getting the help, and they're forced to seek help themselves abroad, and that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, indeed, it shouldn't be the case. No. And the health minister, I'm shouting out to the health minister of Northern Ireland, get something done about this, because you're sitting there and you're getting consultants, and by the time you get all these consultants, the money that you would save in consultants, it might help Seaneen. So the health minister, up and storm it, get this sorted out if you can.
And actually, Seaneen's biggest aspiration in his life is to be health minister someday, and she says she's going to change it all.
Health minister, look out, Seaneen's coming your way. Your job's going to be scrapped. Seaneen's getting your job, believe me.
And she made it that very clear on Friday night at the Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards. That's where she's going to be.
Well, there's a spirit. Not a bit of wonder she won the Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards. That speaks volumes.
It was unbelievable. We just, I nominated her. I just think she's just unbelievable. I'm so proud to call her my sister.
Very good,
and I nominated her for it, and she was shortlisted, and she got the phone call, and she just could not believe it. She's so humble. She can't understand why anybody thinks she's an inspiration. She just says, this is me. Like, she doesn't understand it. She's so humble, and I nominated her and she got shortlisted, and we were just over the moon. Honestly, the best thing that's happened to us in a long time. So we went down Friday night, and we couldn't believe the support from everybody in the room when they watched Seaneen's story, and she won. All the celebrities were over to us, and we actually just got wristbands made, and every one of them wore our wristbands, and they took photos and they tweeted us, and they're all behind us now. We've got their numbers and their email addresses, and they're all supporting us, so it's fantastic.
Let's get more support here for Seaneen Smith, friends. So get on to the Fight On campaign at Facebook.
Yeah, and our Twitter account is at Fight On Seaneen.
At Fight On. I was looking for that. I was looking for you on Twitter and I couldn't find you. So it's at Fight On.
Now. It's at the bottom of our wee leaflet.
Right.
At Fight On Seaneen.
We'll hook up with you on Twitter.
Yes, because that's where all our celebrities are tweeting us and
then I'll get the Banter show. I'll send it to Twitter. So it's another help, if
Yeah.
And can you tell me about Seaneen? Now, she was a lifeguard.
Yes.
Can you tell me about her good times? Tell me about her good times.
Basically, Seaneen is just the life and the soul of the party. She just is fantastic.
She lights up the room and she's a buzz.
I always say this, she lights up a room when she walks in. There's just something about her. She's got this sparkle in her eyes, and her smile, as everybody talks about now, is this smile she has. She's
a beautiful young lady. Yeah, she is indeed.
Really is. So Seaneen was involved in everything and anything going. She was at the Sheridan Stage School for years and years.
She was my young girl, Leanne. Leanne, you might know Seaneen, so Seaneen Smith and Leanne Smith, I don't know. Get on the ball early on and try and help out.
They actually did Bugsy Malone together years ago in the town hall, so...
There you go. She was in the Bugsy Malone production with you.
She was in a lot of shows, and she competed in all the fashions, and she actually performed in the Grand Opera House with her drama class at Our Ladies. So she was involved in a lot of things with the drama, and then she was swimming lessons every week, and she qualified as a lifeguard. And then she was involved in the community. We all were involved in our community, different projects. And she then was in the Bell of South Armagh and represented Ballick in that.
Oh.
Yeah, so she did very well, became runner-up.
So Seaneen put Ballicks in the map then. So it's time for the Ballicks to put Seaneen in the map, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
No, but the whole of the lakes is behind us. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the community have just come together as one, and it is so overwhelming.
And it's a good tight
really
community out there,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's
and
brilliant.
the people are so good. And
They really are.
They're so down to earth, really, aren't they? You know.
Honestly, fantastic. We
They
just,
are.
as a family, we just want to thank everybody for the support we've been
Yeah.
receiving. It is unbelievable. Like that's the only word I can use. It
Yeah.
is. It's so overwhelming.
That's a good word to use
Yeah.
because it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that this young lady has to start her own campaign, friends. This is unbelievable. You know, we're all going to do something for Sinead, and it's already going through the motions here. It's around the world, so anybody can help around the world. Get on to on Twitter, friends. Get on to Fight
At Fight on Sinead.
at Fight on Sinead on Twitter, friends, and on Facebook we have facebook.com Fight on Sinead, right? So get on. Anybody looking into information, either contact me or Louise.
Yeah.
If you want more information on how to help. Isn't that
Yes,
right?
exactly. And on the campaign page on Facebook and on Twitter, you can keep up to date with all our fundraising events and how Sinead's keeping as well. So we've had loads of fundraising.
Yeah.
We've only been started about 6 or 7 weeks now, and it's just been fantastic, the support we've received. Their first thing was a tractor run in the lake.
I seen that in the paper. And I tell you, that was a big tractor run, wasn't it?
It was the biggest they ever had. So 102 tractors turned up.
Going
and
through
50
lakes.
It was so funny.
Normally you see 2 tractors in the lakes. That's it. There's 102.
102, and one man came with 21 tractors.
My
yeah, it was
God.
it was fantastic. It was such a lovely day because there was the 102 tractors, 15 vintage cars, and we went down, and the whole village was just out supporting. It was such a lovely day to see everybody out. The sun was shining. Easter Sunday, it was lovely. We raised £5,600 at that event.
Well done. Big round of well done to everybody.
Yeah, fantastic.
Everybody
and that was our
involved.
starter. That was our first event we'd done, and it was fantastic, and it was so lovely to see everybody coming out, and we were just waving away at the tractors, loving it.
And then it's good for your family, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
it really gives everybody such a lift, and especially Sinead. She needs things to, keep her spurred up. And
because she's a very positive young lady.
She is so positive. She really
And
is.
this is what's keeping her going,
This
really,
is
isn't
what's
it?
keeping her going. It really is. And then after that, we had our 10K run in Blake.
That's
we had
right.
that the 9th of May. It was a Friday evening, so thankfully the rain stayed away for that. And I think there was 350 came out in around that, and we made £7,000 from that.
Whoa.
But
we need more.
Brilliant.
Get more money in.
We do,
You know, that's
because
only scratching the surface
that
because
is-
America could be calling here.
And I've already checked it out because Sinead needs our ambulance to be transported to wherever she has to go to. And we've already checked the cost of America, and that's going to cost us $75,000 before treatment.
Before
and you can
treatment.
only imagine how much treatment
Would
she's
you
gonna
take a
need.
check? You know,
A big one.
I'll write it. Don't worry about that. Put somebody else's name on it. But seriously,
Yeah, so
that's
we're really trying to step up the campaign now.
Yeah.
It's been going really, really strong, but we want to step it up to the next level, because if we have to go to America, we're going to need a lot more money.
Yeah,
coming in.
because I've lived in America, and if there's anything happens to you in America, you better have insurance or
Yeah.
you better have lots of money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not getting treated. End of story. That's the way they work.
I know, and it's so hard at the minute, with money, but everybody's been so fantastic, and it really is so overwhelming to see everybody coming in, and people have been making donations and, coming to all our events, and we've raised, I don't even know the amount now, but we've raised a lot of money already, but it's still not enough.
It's still not enough
No.
because the likes of these AFA flyers, the likes of these AFA flyers, they cost money.
They cost money. Everything costs money.
Every single thing costs money, and you are doing a great job. And I have to say, the social media, you're getting good coverage on the social media, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because that's where I discovered it. I discovered this campaign, and I was thinking, Smith, same name as myself, same age as my daughter. And it immediately it hooked me, and I thought, sure, that could be my daughter here, So I thought I got on to you then.
You got on to me indeed.
And I knew that we didn't respond much, but I knew you were flat out.
Yeah, very busy. Haven't had a minute.
I said to myself, send them the message, let them know if they want, and I come into the Banter show if there's anything I can do.
Thank you so much for having us.
Not
in.
a bother.
It is
No, as I
brilliant.
say, if there's anything else I can do to try and get the message out there, So Let's get back then. So she was doing her studying.
She was. She had attended Our Ladies, who have been fantastic, and they had a fashion show, a Past People fashion show.
Oh.
And they let us come in then and do a bucket collection at that. And they also raffled off Garth Brooks tickets. So I think we made 1,100 on that night. So it was brilliant. So Our Ladies were really, really behind us and really gave us a lot of support. They've been brilliant. So she went there, and then she went on to the University of Ulster in Coleraine to study human nutrition. So she wants to then carry on to do a master's in dietetics, and then she wants to become a health minister. So she has a lot driving her on, as she says, and that's what's keeping her going. So she was in the middle of her placement year in Daisy Hill Hospital doing dietetics. She was in the dietitian's department, and that's when she started taking sick. And she only had completed a couple of months in there, and then she had to take time out, obviously, because of her health. But she got back then the following summer, and she completed another few months, and she passed with flying colours because she's just a top A student. She's just first class.
She's a smart cookie, isn't she?
She is a very smart cookie.
She's a smart cookie.
Unfortunately, we're a wee bit different on that one.
Well, but you're a smart cookie. You're on the Banter show. You know what I mean? So you're going big razor to everybody out in Pelex and all round, all round Newry, everybody around Newry, and all the TV stations and all the TVs around Newry. If you can help with the Fight On campaign for Shanine, you can leave a couple of donations in here.
In any way, like no matter how small it is,
leave donations
counts.
in here to the studio over in Railway Avenue, number 3 Railway Avenue, and I'm sure Destination Newry will make sure that the Fight On campaign for Shanine gets it.
Thank you very much.
So if there's any of our friends that can help anything at all, put a few quid in an envelope. It doesn't matter how much, how little.
It doesn't matter how
just
small
leave it and just write on Fight On campaign for Shanine. So if you can do that, we'd really appreciate it. You know?
I really would.
So any bands playing around that have loads of band friends, even if you can have a whip round in any of the pubs, any of the gigs you're doing, and leave the money in here for the Fight On campaign for Shanine, I'd really appreciate it. Raise our friends.
All would.
We all would. There you go. So she got her lifeguard and all.
Yeah, she got all that. That was when she was in Our Lady. She was doing that then in the evening times. So she got all that, and she hasn't actually used it in quite a while now because of everything that's going on. Everything has taken a back seat. But she was doing volunteering as well. She was up in the stroke ward in Daisy Hill volunteering, and she had just started befriending the blind when she actually started losing her eyesight.
It's a bit bizarre, this,
She says this herself. She likes to joke. She's got a funny sense of humour now. She likes to joke that she was befriending the blind when she started to lose her eyesight, and she had been volunteering in the stroke ward when she started taking strokes.
This is completely bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre. And I'll tell you what, I can envisage something here. I can envisage Shanine being the health minister.
I could. I can as well, yes.
Because that girl knows everything about health now. I mean, she's gone through the hardest.
She's perspective of every angle.
And she knows every type of medicine. She'll know at what time.
She takes up to 39 tablets a day.
God bless. 39 tablets a day.
It can range from 30 to 39, depending on how she's feeling.
But she has to do this.
She has to.
She has to do this. To get to have some quality of life then.
Yeah, and she's on warfarin, which is a blood thinner.
That's right,
and a lot of her organs really bleed before this, and the neurologist put her on that because it was the only way of,
thinning the blood.
Of actually keeping her from
clotting and that there.
Basically, that was the only thing he could do. So she's on that every single day, and she has to go up and get her INR levels checked, and she gets her finger pricked to see what level it should be. So it has to be between 2 and 3. So when it drops below 2, it's usually when she's rushed into hospital and very sick, either taking a stroke or seizuring. But the doctors are just baffled. The only words we ever hear from doctors are, Shanine's so unique, she's complex, she's complicated, she's different, she's special. But that's not helping us. Like as my mum says, we're sitting at her bedside. Like we don't know whether she's going to live or die. And these doctors are saying she's unique. Like that's not helping us.
But as I would say to doctors, we'll know all this, but what's the diagnosis here?
Exactly.
You don't know what's going on. They haven't a clue what's going on. And if they haven't a clue, dead on. Get somebody over that has got a clue.
Yeah, that's what we would love to do down the line. We'd love to be able to get funding to take somebody over here to educate the whole health professionals here and learn them all about these rare conditions, because something needs to be done. It needs to be changed. Well,
recently, isn't there's robots in Daisy Hill Hospital now with the camera on them, and they go into the ward and there's a doctor sitting in the Royal, and right? There's robots up in Daisy Hill.
I didn't know that.
They can operate them. So Why don't you operate the robots in front of Sinead and get somebody? There must be somebody out there that knows this.
That's what we actually have to do. When Sinead takes really ill, we actually are asked to video Sinead.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you're thinking about. Like, we've all got our different roles when Sinead takes sick. So, you know, one of us try to capture her on camera then, because we take that down to neurology and to show the neurologist then, because they're completely baffled. Like, they really just have no idea. They've never had anybody with so many different conditions, like in the one body, like all of this going on in the one body.
In the one body.
It's crazy.
And she's not a big, strong, strapping person.
No, definitely
She's a small, petite young lady, and you know, if she, you know, you could see in her if she was a big person, you know, they could handle all this. But
no, she's so weak and fragile. Like she is so petite, and because of her stomach issues and everything, she has lost a lot of weight. And she's very, very fragile. Yeah. And you know, you just want to scoop her up and hug her.
Yeah, you really give her a big hug.
Yeah, but you know, it's her spirit that's willing her on. Like, she is so strong. She says she's a young person in an old person's body. That's how she explains it to doctors. She says, I just feel like I'm a young person in an old person's body.
Yeah, well, that, you know, it's shocking, you know, because at that age, she should be out like yourself, buzzing about. You know, you're a buzzy character. Yeah. Well, she is a buzzy character.
She always would have been. Me and her did everything together. We're always a night out.
Are you just like that? Are you?
Yeah. And Tara as well.
And Tara as well.
Yeah, so she's a couple of years younger, so me and Shani would have always had our nights out and done everything together. So now that's all taken a back seat. But we still have our girly nights in, the three of us. We like to sit down at the weekend when Tara's up from university and we get the pajamas on, have our girly nights in.
Oh, girly nights in and all.
So we have to have something to look forward to.
Heck, you do.
Yeah.
So
it's the little things. You honestly learn that, you know, when you're going through something like this, it's the littlest things that actually matter.
In life.
Yeah, it really is.
Simple things in life.
It is completely the simple things in life. And that sounds cheesy, but when you're going through something like this, like my family have been going through such a difficult time over the last 2 years.
I'm sure,
and it is the little things that count.
Yeah, not iPods, no, I want this, I want that, on video games, no. They're really unimportant, aren't they?
Completely.
And previous to all this, you might have thought they were the most important thing, you know, but it shows you when life hits you a blow like this, it hits, you know, puts everything into perspective, you know. Really. I'm going to ask Phil Howard, my big mate over there in London. Phil, you went through your own battle there, sir, and I was glad to be there for you at the time. If you can, I'll have it correct with you soon, you know, but if we can do something, I'd appreciate it for us, Sinead, and we'll talk about that when we have our private meeting, okay, brother? So, you know, I'm trying to do everything here.
Thank you very much.
And as I say, there's lots on, there's lots more happening.
Yes, that's
Tell
very
me what's
exciting.
going on.
Very excited. I'm very excited about this one now. We've got
I'm
the hunt
sure
for
you
the
are.
hunk.
Hunt for the hunk. You found him. I'm here.
I've got him here. So it's next Friday, the 13th of June. So Friday the 13th, but it's going to be lucky for us.
Oh, this is a good one. This is going
to be lucky for us.
Where is it held?
It's in the Canal Court. So doors open at 7:30, and on the tickets it's 8. And our men should be strutting their stuff at 8:30.
I've seen a couple of guys up there recently.
So we've got our Facebook page up now. It's just named Hunt for the Hunk. So you can find that on our campaign page itself. And we've got that events page running, so you've got updates on what's happening, and we've been releasing a hunk every day or every couple of days now. So we had our launch night last night in the Canal Court.
Yes.
So we had a few hunks missing now. There's different. It's very hard to get these men together in one place. They're worse than women. They're so hard to get together. But no, we got them all together last night, and it was great fun.
Are they all jailed up and all this crack, are they?
They are.
Do you see?
They're very competitive now at this stage. They're
shampoo
really
and conditioner.
Getting into it. Oh no, it's the hairspray and the straighteners and the tan.
Shampoo and conditioner. No, I just wash and go. So they're all into the spray tan and all. What is happening to men? What are you doing? There's gel, shampoo, conditioner.
Everything.
That was unbelievable.
But they're all looking very well.
Oh.
Yeah, all hunks. So they're all going to be strutting their stuff next week. So they'll be coming on stage at the beginning. So
is there a catwalk for the men, or what's going down?
There's going to be a big stage for them, and they're going to have a big catwalk through the audience. So it's up in Miller's, and the whole Miller's suite will be open.
Spot,
So we're hoping to get as many people to come out and support us that night.
Get over.
It's only £10, so if you can't make it, maybe you could buy the ticket anyway, because it is only £10. And
even if you can't make it, if you can throw a favour in, just say, look, there's a favour for a bit of support.
Yeah.
Anything
at all. But our night isn't just for women, so that's what we're trying to tell people. Yes, we're loving the hunks on stage strutting their stuff, There's a lot of exciting things which I'm not going to give away. You'll have to come and find out.
A few surprises then.
Quite a few surprises. But there's also something for the men. We've got Burlesque Bells coming. Yeah,
hello, ladies.
So Burlesque Bells are coming and they're performing on the night as our entertainment, and they'll also be escorting all our hunks on stage throughout the night.
I ain't going to miss this big night. It's going to be a big night. I would have loved
This is going to be the biggest night of the year.
I can tell you, it's going to be full of women.
No, it's going to be full of men too. There's something for everything.
So, have you got all the hunks that you need then, or are you still, is there a contest?
If anybody wants to come and, we'll still take on any hunks.
There you go. Right, there you go. There's a big chance for you. Razor. Who all reckons that they're a hunk? There's plenty of guys in here who reckon you're hunks.
They're all very shy. Now, I've been in contact with a lot of hunks and they're very, very shy, which I was very surprised about. But my hunks now on stage, they're very confident. They're great fellas.
I would have been up on that stage, only I have to go, I would have showed you.
You would have won it all.
I would have got the jail and all up here, But that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's going to be something
super.
super.
And the Nukes are playing afterwards, so fantastic
the Nukes, what a band. What a band.
Yeah.
What about Aaron, our studio manager? Do you think he's hunky enough for...
Oh, of course.
Well, I tell you what, Aaron, I'll leave and lend you the hat, the Razor hat. There you go, if he wants in for it. He's a big guy, isn't
he is, yeah.
Big farmer from Drummond, plenty of dough, these people. But
anyway,
man. Get him involved, yes, sure.
I'll be speaking to him after.
You're hooked, Aaron. That's you. You're in male model.
So it's going to be a brilliant night. Completely different. It's never been done before.
On the Nukes and everything.
The Nukes are playing afterwards. Yeah.
That's complete. You have your Strictly Con dancing. You've got all the usual big fundraising. This is completely different.
Yeah. And then after meeting some of our celebrity friends on Friday night, some of them are trying to come up on next Friday to support us. So I'm not giving any names away yet because it's not confirmed who's coming. But there are a couple who are hoping to come and judge our event.
Very, very good. And I have to say, I met Carl Frampton at the weekend when I was doing the boxing.
Brilliant.
Gentleman, lovely guy.
Fantastic
He's
fella,
been helping out too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's given his number to us, and he wants to get involved in all fundraising events, as does Paddy Barnes.
Razor, Carl and Paddy, you're doing a great job, lads, I have to say. And absolute gentlemen, the two of them, and good crack,
Yeah.
And they're the future world champions. These guys are going to be future world champions. Don't forget about that one. So, future world champions are there with the Fight On campaign for Shanine.
Yeah.
So check that out. Isn't it great to get all the support?
It really is. I think on Friday night, once Shanine's VT was played, and my daddy, we were all interviewed. UTV came out of the house last week and spent 4 hours interviewing us. So that was a good day for us.
That was a good one.
The whole house was set up in the studio. Yeah, it was
big
fantastic.
Lights and all, class.
Biggest thing. We loved it. And Shani loved it too because she always wanted to be an actress. So she just thinks this is fantastic now.
Brilliant.
So they came out and interviewed each one of us and a few of Shanine's friends and Shanine's boyfriend Marty. So we all had a wee chance to get speaking about her, and they played a VT then on Friday night. So it was just a short clip for each finalist, and then when she won, they played a 3-minute or 4-minute long
Isn't that
clip.
Brilliant?
So they had each of us speaking on it, and Shani told her story and what was wrong with her, and then my mum and dad spoke on it, and Daddy. We're all very, very strong. We're a very strong family, and we hold up as best we can. And my mum, she's like a rock. She never, ever, ever cries. My daddy finds it very hard. It's his wee girl, as I'm sure you can see.
That's why I know it pulls the heartstrings.
It really does.
And it doesn't pull them. It pulls them like that.
Pulls them hard. Yeah, my daddy's big softy, and this is his wee girl, and he finds it very, very hard now.
We're thinking of you, Louis.
Yeah.
We're thinking of you.
We laugh at it. We say, "You cry enough for the rest of us. We don't need to cry."
Yeah.
But he got upset in his interview, and they played that on Friday night, and that really hit home, and we had everybody in the room, like not a dry eye in the place, and they all come up, and the celebs were saying like, we didn't want to cry tonight, and you got us going.
I bet you they were all crying.
Yeah, they were all crying.
Of course.
And if you've seen the Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards last night on UTV, you would have been able to see it then.
I've seen the clip because, as I say, I was called up. We were wrapping up a documentary that we were doing actually last night, and we just got it wrapped up, and I got called because I asked if the Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards, give me a shout when Shanine comes on. So I was there to see it, and you're terrific.
So well.
You're absolutely astounding.
She is.
And I just want you to get well soon, as your family, and everybody wants you. And with your will, Shanine, I'm sure you'll get there. And she is going to be the Northern Ireland Health Minister.
She will. When Shawnee puts her mind to something,
there'll be no bluff on that girl.
Her.
There's going to be no bluff on her when she gets up in the Stormont. You know,
not.
and you can get rid of some of them. I'll ages up around Stormont and try and get a better company going here for the whole lot of us. Isn't that right?
Definitely. So watch out, watch this space. Shawnee Smith, you'll see her up there someday.
I'm telling you, Shawnee Smith, she's a Smith. All the Smiths are fighters, you know. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
And you're completely run off your feet.
Oh, so busy, yeah.
Aren't you really?
Yeah, we've got a whole committee. We all came together because the whole idea of starting this, as I said to you before, Shawnee didn't want anyone to know this. And when me and Mummy went down to the EDS conference in Cork, we came home and we just sat down and we explained to her, look, you know, we are gonna have to start something. You know, not only to get help for you, but we need to raise awareness of this condition.
How do you begin to start doing this then?
We didn't really know, obviously never have done this before. It was hard now, but we sat down and, you know, the first thing to do was we came up with the logo itself and the name of the campaign. So Shawnee came up with that, and then Hope, Inspire, Smile. So I came up with that one now because
that's a good one too. Yeah.
I just was trying to think how many words. I was trying to think of words, you know, to describe Shawnee, and I think Hope, Inspire, Smile just sums it all up.
Yeah,
sums everything up.
That's a good one actually. Yeah, because
so,
she has a lovely smile, hasn't she? Beautiful eyes. She's
stunning.
She's a stunner.
She is.
She's a stunner. She represented Blake. She could be Miss Ireland. You know, see when this lady gets back on her feet, there'll be trouble. All the girls better take a bus out of Ireland or a fly out of Ireland for the weekend or something. You know.
I know. So well, we started off with that, and then we held a public meeting then in Blake, and we had about 70 or 80 people then came out to support Shawnee. And you know, a lot of people didn't actually know what was wrong with Shawnee. They knew she was sick.
Yeah.
They didn't know how sick she actually was. Like, to look at her, she's like any other normal 22-year-old. Yeah. You wouldn't think there was a thing wrong with her. Like, only now, because of her mobility being badly affected, she's either on a walking frame, which we call Kimmy the Zimmy, and we've got her all nicely decorated with flowers and ribbons.
I've seen the flowers and all with the raise over Kimmy the Zimmy.
Yeah. And we've got Winnie the wheelchair, so she alters between the two.
Good.
And you know, that would be the only giveaway that there is something there. Yeah. That's the only giveaway. But that night at our public meeting, I stood up and I spoke to everybody about what was wrong with Shawnee, and you know, people just couldn't believe actually how sick she actually is.
Yeah.
And
just because she looks so good. Mm-hmm. And that's a classic case
You'd walk past her and you wouldn't.
Don't judge the book by the cover.
Exactly.
You know?
That basically sums it up. Yeah,
that's
you wouldn't.
You know, because she is beautiful. She's a beautiful smile, beautiful face, and you're right. You wouldn't think that.
No, it's an invisible illness.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to raise awareness that these, you know, you might look at somebody and think, oh, they're completely fine, but inside, like, you know, their organs might be failing, or you know, there's something there. But that's why we want to raise awareness of these conditions, especially of EDS now, because it is such an invisible illness.
Yeah.
But we basically got together that night and we had our meeting and we voted together a committee. So we were a chairperson, your secretary, your treasurer.
Yeah. So
big committee.
So it's a proper
committee. Yeah. So I was voted then assistant PRO on the night. Because I was going to take a back seat, because you know, it is very hard to do all of this and to be with Shawnee, and you know, because she does need 24-hour care.
Yeah.
And when I come home from work, I like to give, you know, my parents a break, and you know, I would sit with Shawnee and do whatever.
So you have a routine then?
We do. We have a routine.
Good.
So we all have our wee jobs to do, which is great. But I got voted that night, so we sat down then. We set up the campaign page. So that was the first thing we did. We set up the page on Facebook. Never set up a page before, so we're all new to that. But it's going so well. Within 24 hours, we had 2,000 likes.
That's serious.
It was fantastic. We couldn't believe the support we had within 24 hours of setting something up, and then it's just gone from strength to strength. It's been unbelievable. That's all I can basically say. It's fantastic.
It's incredible the amount of support that they're getting. And as I say, us as a nation, we're all generous, you know, charitable people.
We are.
But then, you know, the likes of this young lady struck down, you know, one minute she's fine. She's a lifeguard, for God's sake.
Yeah.
She's peak of her fitness, everything else. And
Shawnee went to the gym 3, 4, maybe 5 times a week. She was constantly running the road. She was so active. She big into her exercise, loves, you know, all the fitness, very, very healthy. And then just completely her life was thrown upside down. Like, this is a girl who's gone from being the most active person to somebody who is confined to the house.
And that's not good.
No.
That's not good, you know. No.
She's either in the wheelchair or on the Zimmer frame. It depends how she's feeling. But sometimes her legs just completely give up on her. Like, it's crazy how, like, we can't plan anything because, you know, you might plan something, then you'll have to cancel at last minute because we don't know how Shawnee's going to be. We would have taken it, you know, week to week, and then it was day to day. But now it's like really, it was minute to minute. Like, we just did not know what was happening with Shawnee, especially when she was in the hospital. Like, she could be fine 1 minute talking to us, and the next thing she'd be out and she'd be seizuring, and all the doctors would be rushing in.
It's shocking, isn't it?
It's horrible to watch,
Absolutely.
you know, because you just feel so helpless.
Yeah.
And the injections in her all over, and, you know, drips and different machines hooked up to her. And because she is so fragile, her veins have now actually started rejecting everything that's put in. Like, she's been poked. She says she's the pinhole.
Yeah.
And because she's on the warfarin and she bruises so easily with her condition,
of course, yeah.
she's just black and blue up and down her arms.
And then she'll bleed easily. Then,
yeah.
you know,
and it's so hard then to stop bleeding.
That.
And, you know, it is. It's awful to watch, but she just sits there and she doesn't flinch. She doesn't, you know, complain. She doesn't cry, nothing. She's
amazingly strong, isn't she?
She really is. She is just such
our mental strength is stronger than
anything, yeah. And that's what's keeping her going.
Our mental strength.
Doctors can't believe that she went from this fit girl, especially the first time she was in hospital, to a girl who actually she was throwing her pelvis forward and she was dragging her legs and she could not walk. Like, everything just completely left her. They just couldn't understand, like, how she got that way and how she got back to walking again.
It's incredible.
And she actually taught herself how to walk. She didn't have physio or anything. She didn't have any help until January this year. It was the first time Shawnee had help from, you know, physio and everything, and then she was put into a 12-week rehabilitation program, an intense one. And she had the physio coming 3 times a week and OT, and they all were coming out in great support. But it was just, she was having setback after setback after setback. She was in the hospital so many times. It would have been, you know, she would have been in the hospital every so many months, or maybe once or twice a year. Now it's every single month. Like, she has been in every month since this year started.
There you go. So she's virtually living in the hospital.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
You know, gets home for the odd break, I suppose.
She doesn't want to be in there. She doesn't even like us calling an ambulance when she takes ill. No matter how sick she is, she still manages to get the words out, "Don't take me to the hospital," you know. She doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
She wants to be at home trying to live a normal life as best she can.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking, it really is.
Sure it is. I mean, I just hope somebody does something for her.
Yeah,
you know, and there's bound to be somebody out there.
Yeah. We want somebody, and we just can't understand how a doctor wouldn't take Shawnee on as a research project even. Like, Shawnee has been told she could have a completely new condition that's never been discovered before, and she just, you know, they call it like Shawnee Smith syndrome. That's what they've been calling her. They laugh and joke about it, you know, the Shawnee Smith syndrome.
They'll be getting the Tony Smith syndrome, them doctors, so they don't fuck themselves up.
She honestly could have a brand new thing, like a brand new condition, and you know, we would just love somebody who would take an interest in Shawnee's story, and you really just want to take her on and do as much as they can, because nobody is doing anything for us. We're doing it ourselves. Like, me and my mum,
you're doing the research.
Me and my mum, we sit every single night after night on the computer researching doctors and clinics, and, you know, all across the world. And we have joined, you know, support groups for EDS here in Ireland and England and America, and they're, you know, everybody's discussing each other and, you know, sharing their stories basically.
Yeah.
And we listen to other people's stories and we're shocked by their story, and then once they hear Shawnee's, they just can't believe what this young girl is actually going through, and they feel for us then, and they're going through problems themselves, but think, you know, obviously Shawnee has everything, and, you know, it's crazy how much this young girl is actually suffering.
And did you find out, is there any other young people the same age suffering the same things?
There is. It's just, it can affect anybody, any age. A lot of people actually, because it's a genetic thing, it does come from your genes. Like, it has to have come from somewhere. But in Shawnee's case, we have done our family trees. We've gone through every, you know, member of the family for years, as far back as we can.
Wow.
And we can't find anything. Anything.
So where did it come from? It must, you know, can be.
Honestly, we have no idea.
Is it airborne virus or what?
Like, it is passed down through genes. Like, parents might have it, and their children have it. Your children have a 50% chance of having it.
So it can skip generations in.
But, you know, it's just hard to believe, because we've actually sat down with genetics and we've gone through. They've spoken to all of us now, and we can't work out where it's come from. That's the thing that's really frustrating, because when you talk to other people who have EDS, they can say, "Oh, my grandfather or my aunt or my uncle or my cousin or somebody had some sort of, form of this, but we can't. No, we just can't find it at all.
And even the lead up to it, she was as fit as a fiddle. She was going to the gym, she was out running.
Yeah,
she was
and her life changed like that.
And just like that.
Yeah.
See,
especially
this
this year.
is completely
she fought her way
unbelievable.
and she got back to placement and she got back to her final year in university. And she was a first class honours student. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Very, very smart, very intelligent girl. She got back in September and she was only doing part-time. So she was doing her final year over 2 years and she was doing 2 days a week. She had to take time out in December then because she wasn't too well. But she completed her exams in January, and a few days after exams, the family went away for a few days, and we came back that night. She ended up in hospital, and from then it's just downhill.
God bless her.
But she's determined to complete her exams in August.
Good.
She has people taking notes for her, scribe everything in university, all taking notes, send them to her.
Would you quit?
Yeah, I know. Anybody would look at an excuse out of an exam. Shauneen is the opposite.
Give me it all.
Yeah,
Give
she
that
wants
to
it
me.
all. She's getting it sent to her, and she's determined to sit her exams in August because next year then she just wants to get her degree finished and then to move on to her masters. Yeah. So she has such drive.
It's
she
all
really
good.
does.
Keep up your drive, Shauneen.
Yeah.
And I mean, this girl, she will get there. She will get there because there's nothing going to put this young lady down.
Nothing stopping her. She said she's learned how to walk now 3 or 4 times and just nothing's going to stop her.
Nothing.
No.
And that's the way to keep it, darling. You keep going, and I hope well. It's not that I hope. It's great to see the community pulling together,
fantastic.
doing as much. And I'm sure your mummy and daddy's getting a bit of solace out of it too, thinking, well, we're not on our own. You know what I mean?
They're just overwhelmed by the support. Like people are constantly ringing or calling in to my granny or somebody in the family asking how Shauneen is, because Shauneen is very, very sick on a daily basis, and she doesn't like a lot of people around her because she is so sick. But people will call up to see how she is before actually landing to the house, because they don't want to land when she's sick. But people are constantly asking about her, and now that we've got everybody talking about her condition, it's raising that awareness. And we've had so many people get in touch with us saying, I have EDS too, and I have this and I have that, but it's milder forms of it. People are just shocked at how extreme Shauneen's condition actually is.
And then there's this other condition, PXE, so it's combined with the other one.
So we spoke to a few different doctors, like specialist doctors in this field, who've never heard of anybody having both conditions. So we're waiting on these tests now tomorrow. So we're all going down to Craigavon tomorrow to meet with genetics, and we should know from then whether she has this condition or not. And then our next step then, if she doesn't have it, our next step is going to have to be, go privately and get more tests done to test her last and to see what abnormality she actually has and what condition she's suffering from. And then if she is diagnosed with it, then our next step then will be going to America and find out where we have to go, because we have a number of clinics that we can go to, but it's just narrowing down to that one.
And you and your mum have researched all this. It must be, you must be sitting up all hours.
Dealing with all of this, working, and then trying to research as well.
And then
looking
after Shauneen then when she comes home too.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I have to give you a round of applause. You are a star and a half. And I'd say Shauneen's lucky to have a sister like you. You and Tara, and you're a buzzy character too, so I can only imagine what Shauneen's like. You know what I mean? So
we bounce off each other. You wouldn't want to see us together.
No.
All we do is laugh.
I'd probably run out through that door if the twos were here. It'd be too much girliness in the studio.
There would be too
much. Well, I have to say, you're amazing. You're amazing, Louise, and Shauneen's absolutely amazing. And a big shout to Tara, your mummy and daddy, Mary and Louie. I hope somebody out there, there's bound to be somebody, friends. There's a lot of friends hooked on to the Banter show. Check out this and just see if you can help. And if there's anything you can do to help or anything just send me a message on Twitter.
No matter how small it is,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or if there's a big shout out to Matthew T. Metzler over in America. Hey Matthew. Corrine Cohen. Hey Corrine over in America. And Christina Doyle over in Moscow in Russia. You might know something, Christina. If you do, let us all know.
Yeah.
And everybody else across Facebook land, Twitter land, help out here if you can.
We are just urging people. I know they've all been behind us and they've been supporting us, and the community have got together and we've raised so much money through our events, but we're still urging people to come out. I know it is hard times, so we really are urging people to come out and support us, especially we've got We've got a Tesco's bag packing Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Tesco's out the road.
Yeah, Tesco's out the road, and there's going to be entertainment at it as well. So make sure you go and go do your groceries this Sunday.
Over to Tesco's.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon that'll be on, and then of course we have our biggest event coming up. Then it'll be Hunt for the Hunk next Friday night. So tickets are available from the Buttercrane, Canal Court, Identity Hair Studio in Newry, and Simply Tan Camla and Tully's and Blake.
And Tully's and Blake.
Or you can pay at the door.
Yeah. And Newry Hunks, if you think are good enough, get involved. Get involved. Not right, Louise?
Give us a call. Give us a call.
Give Louise the call. She needs as many hunks lined up as she possibly can, you know. And you know, so get involved. Yeah, please do. If look, there's plenty of lads out around there, and they're all flashed up around the town. They're driving flash motors and all. See how big of a man you are, and get involved in the hunks.
Yes, definitely.
Razor.
And come and support us. It's going to be a great night's entertainment. I've been doing rehearsals now for weeks and weeks at the mall, and it's just, you can't stop laughing. It's just so much crack.
Splitting your sides,
I've been videoing them and, you know, taking photos of them, and they've been rehearsing their routines, and because they're all doing a solo piece and they'll be doing a group piece, and it's very exciting. So it's just going to be completely different.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
And it's going to be a belter of a night.
It is going to be a belter of a night.
And there's going to be large screams out of the girls for all the hunks, isn't there?
Oh, definitely.
You know, so Newry hunks, or any hunks
there'll be a bit of clothes thrown across the audience and all, so be prepared.
That makes a change when people throw, not clothes at me, they throw other things at me, stones and stuff. So I have to say, it's been amazing. This is an amazing story. It's still ongoing.
Yeah, of course.
I wish you all the best of luck and love in the world, Sinead, to you and your family. I hope somebody does something. I hope somebody knows something. There's bound to be somebody out there that can help. Please help. Please get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch through Facebook or through Twitter.
Yeah, and keep in touch with the Fight On campaign for Sinead. It's on Twitter and Facebook, friends.
Yes.
So keep it going. And any other suggestions you have to help volunteer or fundraise?
Yeah, we're having a public meeting tomorrow night in Tully's Lounge in Billig, so that's for anybody who wants to come on board.
What time is that?
It's at 8:30.
8:30.
So I'll be putting a wee message up on the Facebook page later on just to remind everybody about it, but we're just urging people to come out and, you know, support us, because the campaign is growing and we do need extra hands on board now to help.
Yeah.
So we just want to get anybody and everybody out to help us. Like, we've had children calling us saying they're doing bake sales in school and hampers.
I've seen all the buns and the biscuits and everything.
It's brilliant. Yeah, we've been doing really, really well. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And we just hope it's going to continue like this. So we're just urging everybody to keep the support going and help us
bit of positivity, a bit of support and a bit of positivity.
Yeah.
And hopefully Sinead can pull through this and she can be the next Minister of Health.
She will.
Up at Stormont. Now I'm telling you, friends, this is going to be the Health Minister. This young lady's going to be the Health Minister. Get in touch, get involved. Give us a bit of your help.
Yeah,
anything at all.
Anything.
And if you can throw money in here for Sinead's cause, you know, for the Fight On campaign, anything at all, put it in an envelope. You don't even have to write your name. Just seal it in an envelope and drop it in here for Sinead.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, and it'd be really great. And listen, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
In your campaign, and I wish Sinead all the best. Your mummy and daddy and Tara indeed, and even Sinead's boyfriend, because I'm sure Marty.
He's great.
He's good lad.
Sinead says he's her normality.
Oh,
yeah, he's her normality in her life.
Good man, Marty. Well done. You keep up the good work too, because anything to help, you know, and a bit of support, as I say. And we're going to put this up on the window anyway.
Brilliant.
You know, for a wee bit of support. Well, listen, Louise, thank you so
very much for having me.
Absolutely pleasure to have you in the studio. And we'll give a big raiser for all the people in Billig and all the people who's helping with Sinead. Raiser for the Fight On campaign for Sinead. Yeah. Friends,
support us.
Support us. And the Banter bands are coming. I'm getting the Banter bands.
Yeah.
So
and we'll be getting your Fight On campaign bands.
And because I'll be taking that with me.
Yeah.
Will that do? I'll be spreading the word for you. So friends, from me and Louise, big wave to everybody out in Billig and Sinead and all. Big blowies, all kisses. And it's been very interesting, as I say, and I'm glad you came into the studio.
Yeah,
and
thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome, sweetheart, and hopefully we can get some type of help. And Sinead, you're going to be the Health Minister. Yeah. End of story.
Yeah.
So for me and Louise, we're out of here, friends. We're out of here.